We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you some breaking news. There's been reports all over the area of something crazy going on, something big. People's homes, their minds even, are being taken over by something called, what is it they're calling it? They're calling it Bad Movie Debate.
What up, nerds? It's me, Jacob Bad for Bad Movie Debate, here to do a series, I guess. It's going to be a new series that we're going to do to build up for the final, quote-unquote, Mission Impossible movie that's coming out with Tom Cruise, at least. I don't know, maybe they'll probably do more. I don't know.
I definitely think they'll probably do some more.
I think they'll definitely do more, but it may be Tom Cruise's last one. He's getting pretty old, and these stunts are getting crazy. So we're going to start with 1 and 2. We just watched 1 and 2, and I have Justin Hendrick with me. Say what up.
What's up, squad? How
He
y'all
specifically said, I'm going to go grab my sunglasses and put them on.
doing? I just felt with the lights and the new camera, it just feels like, ooh, let me just shine.
Well,
And I
could
think
just be
I think I'm
this movie.
channeling my inner Ethan Hunt. Wearing these sunglasses just makes you feel like a badass at all times, dude.
Right. Yeah, because he's such a badass.
He didn't do it in the first movie at all.
I know. But
like in all the rest of the movies, I'm pretty sure like it's a lot.
I mean, sure, but what makes me upset is because we're just talking about 1 and 2 right now, is you're doing it because he does it a lot in 2, and 2 is the worst fucking Mission Impossible movie that's ever been made.
I think it's not even close either. I would say there's parts in every single film that I really like, and I'll talk about it. Like we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier. The first hour of the movie is pretty good. I mean, besides the fact that like these two people who never really met each other, one's a secret agent, one is a thief.
Yeah, an international like cat burglar
Just
thief.
automatically fall in love in a bathtub.
It's literally like in 2. That is such a sexually heated scene. Okay, we'll save our. It's a lot easier to dog on the second one. Let's talk about the good one of the first. But first, I wanted to look up halfway through. Once the second one started getting bad, I was like, I need to see how this one did in the box office compared to the first one. So Mission Impossible 1 worldwide made $457 million in change.
In 96?
In 96.
That's pretty fucking wild.
That's a lot of money in 96.
That's really actually fucking wild.
It's pretty good. The second one made $546 million in change. It made so much, almost $100 million more, and it's so bad.
Well, it's just because of the claim of the first one. You gotta think about
it's the acclaim of the first one.
And there was a long, 4-year gap?
Yeah.
I guess that's how long sequels took. So I guess we're so spoiled right now with sequels, because they usually only take like 2 years.
Yeah, it's like 2, maybe 3 years, which, I mean, sometimes we're spoiled because we get them quickly, but sometimes they just suck if they push them out too fast. So, I mean, I'll wait.
This one still sucks.
I mean, this one still sucks. Yeah, they fucked it up, dude. They fucked it up, dude.
So bad. Okay,
but we'll get to it.
But the first one I think was like, besides even the Matrix, because the Matrix is 2000. I think, Mission Impossible was like, to me, one of the earliest action films that I truly liked.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I like rewatching it now and seeing like what's different now and now action movies, especially movies like Tom Cruise and the Mission Impossible films, even now, is that there wasn't a lot of fighting in the first one at all.
No, it's purely more like espionage and spies and stuff, which is why which is part of the reason why I think the first one's so good.
Yes,
is because it's like, I mean, again, we're only comparing 1 and 2 right now, but like 2 is non-stop fighting and guns and stuff, and we'll get to the motorcycles eventually.
But the motorcycles, dude.
Oh my god, it makes me so mad.
Street motorcycles on dirt.
So stupid. It's so stupid. But yeah, that one's more like espionage, and he's like, like James Bonding it a little bit, like he's like trying to like with the Bible and stuff, and then like he opens the Bible and he's like, oh shit, it's from the Drake Hotel and everything like that, and like that's all awesome. And,
I think it's like a true
captivating.
I think it's like a true psych action film where you're trying to like, you're more following the plot and action just happens to be in the background of it. Yeah. It's more like, hey, they keep you, hey, this person's the bad person, which to be honest, like even watching it like the first time, I believe, I did not believe like the guy from MIF was bad, but
Jim,
Chrysler,
Kittredge, something like that.
Yes.
He says the same no mutts, so much we can't remember.
But with the first one, and even this time when I watched it as well, is I saw like the 5 characters who had probably had like only 4 or 5 scenes together before like all the killings happened in the first one. I like them so much.
No, they're great. They're awesome. Like they're like a really nice like community. Like they're all a really close team and stuff. Like Jim and then like his wife, which we talked about, crazy. He's old and she's not, and that's weird. But they both spoilers. They both suck. So
yes,
I guess
exactly.
it's fine. I guess that's why they're together. But yeah, their whole team is like super chummy, but they do a good job. You know, they're all there to do the mission and do it well and stuff. And then they all just get fucking iced, which I remember the first time I saw that, I was like, oh shit. Cause I don't think I saw the first Mission Impossible until like Ghost Protocol was coming out. And then I was like, well, I should watch all of these. And within the first like 30 minutes when all the people get iced and then they're like, we think you're the mole, Ethan Hunt. I was like, oh, I get why people are obsessed with these movies. Like I was so on board.
It just keeps you entertained. I mean, especially that's what the first one does really well. Is like it's very well paced.
And the pacing.
And the fact of like, hey, this is where I go. The only gripe I would have when I was watching the first one, when do they get the second part of the
knock list?
Yeah, of the knock list.
When do they get the second part?
Yes.
So the whole thing is
because did he have it when a movie first started?
So what it is? So the whole sting, it's a mole operation. So it's all fake, and they say, "Oh, you have." Like he has a knock list, but it's just the code names,
and he needs the other side.
And then you need the other side, so you can match up like code name, whatever. Like War Eagle is actually Justin Hendrick or whatever, you know. So I guess they did actually have that. Like I guess
it started that way. Okay,
I think like the guy who gets iced, and then it ends up being it was the French dude who iced him. I think he does actually have that.
Yes.
But they're like, oh, it's fine because there's a second team there. They're like, there's no way we'll lose it, but then they do lose it because they were looking for a mole and they didn't find the mole. They found they found Ethan instead of Jim. So I guess they actually had it, and then that's why they have to go into the CIA headquarters and like take the second half so they can talk to Max and blah blah blah. Blah. Yeah, at least I think. That makes sense. I don't know. We just watched both of these back to back.
Exactly.
We literally got done like 20 minutes ago.
That's a long 4 hours ago.
Yeah,
and to be honest, they're probably like, I think, and this is what I will say about these two movies, is I think these are the least rewatchable of the rest of them to me.
Yeah.
Because I can say I've seen these probably, this probably maybe the third or fourth time I've seen, I'd say
this
probably
is the third time I've seen, probably the fourth time I've seen the first one, only the third time I've seen the second one.
I think I was gonna say second time I've seen the second one, and then I think 4 times. I think I've seen the part of the second one a lot.
Yeah,
like bits and pieces and turn it off.
For obvious reasons.
Or like it was just like on TV because I remember I remember watching these growing up. Like because I used to watch them on it's like TBS or some shit like that.
Yeah, I think that's probably where I first saw the first one.
It would play
looking for.
It would be like 2:00 on a Saturday or Sunday, and I was just happening inside and watching them.
Yeah, I didn't have anything to do, so you're like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna watch Mission Impossible. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. Because the second one I watched it the first time and was like, I'm never watching that again. And then me and Nick were like, well, the new Fallout was coming out, and we were like, we should rewatch all of them. And then I was like, I'm never watching that again. And here we are. I hope to God I don't ever have to watch it again after tonight. It's so fucking bad. But let's talk pros of the first one. Espionage and there's like thrilling action. So for me, it was like it felt like. So it's based off of. It's basically a reboot of like a 60s TV show.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a reboot of a that same name and the title like dun 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 was the theme. That's why it's in all the movies because it was the original theme for the show, and it was a very similar thing where it was like it was the 60s, so it was like super bombastic and like kind of crazy, like the plots, and then like I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's where all like the mask stuff comes from.
Okay, it's from
and
the
like
TV show.
Yeah, and like they have like because like the mask like today seem kind of silly. Like why do they just are so like using these like really intense masks like 50 million times a movie? I think it comes from that. And then but then like
especially the second one I think they do a lot more than the first one.
It's crazy, dude. And then the stuff with like the your mission, if you choose to accept it, this will self-destruct, like all that's like from the OG and stuff show. So I felt like this one was cool because they kind of paid homage to maybe not the TV show, I haven't seen it, but there's like an old school like kind of like filming to it. Like there's certain shots of like the I can't remember Jim's wife, whatever her name, Claire, like where it's like they did this old Hollywood thing where like her face is like more glowing because there's extra light because she's a woman, kind of a thing. Even though she like does badass stuff, but like when it's like will they, won't they kind of moments, they like do that old school kind of filmmaking technique, and they just do like a bunch of like the way they use shadows with like on people's eyes with like looking through slits and stuff. That was all super classic. Like, and I'm like, dang, this is like really like kind of harking back to like a old Hollywood espionage, like 60s, like spy, like they're really doing a good job, like reflecting and emulating, but also while still modernizing, like where they got the idea to like reboot these movies and stuff. So that's definitely a pro there. Con for the second one, they don't do a fuck. They don't give a shit.
They don't give a shit.
in that one.
I think they just lose control. I think
it's just the most basic looking fucking 2000s movie you could ever see. It's shot and edited, and like everything about it is just so like it's like a McMansion like copy paste of like that entire era of like, we just need to put an action movie out. It'll make a bunch of money.
And
like,
put a hot girl out there to be a girl out there and
ramp up the sexual tension. Not even sexual tension, just like make it super sexy for like seemingly no reason. Like, I don't know. But
so I'll go opposite. I will say pro for the second one. I will say I like more than the first one. That's just because I'm a dude. I liked all the action and killing in the second one more than the first one.
Yeah, I mean, there is more action.
The first one's there's really not any killings besides the teammates.
Yeah.
And maybe a few of the guards.
A few guards here and there. Like a few like no name like people for sure. A lot more no name people die in this one. But then also a lot of like good guys or bad guys, I guess, more so in the second one. They get got in like pretty wild, dramatic ways. Yes. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm all about explosions in movies and stuff. But like in this, it's wild in the second one. Yes. It's like, because it wasn't Michael Bay.
It's not. I wouldn't call it, but I wouldn't call it untasteful. In the second one, I would just call it just. But I was just bombastic. I guess use a great word.
It's just like so wild.
Whereas the first one, I would say it was very subtle. Not subtle, but like one of my favorite scenes. I would say probably top 10 of all Mission Impossible films. Is the water scene where like he meets him to go. Meet
when he first is like he's like you're the fucking mole, and then like
tell him the water and comes all out there, restaurant and he holds the gum and like to be honest, I forgot about the gum again, and he pulls it out of his pocket. I see that. I see him crumbling on the side.
I forgot completely about the gum. The gum is so important. Yes, to him getting away with a bunch of stuff.
And I'm just like, okay, I can definitely see why I like this. It's just beautiful to watch. And
it's just like, I don't know, it felt like a tighter script, like stuff like felt like more relevant, like the Jack, the first dude who dies during the mission gone wrong, like there's like a whole scene, he's like, here's how you use this gum,
and he dies by the that's like, oh my god, that's probably the goriest death of probably the first two. I mean, even like the second one when we were watching it, the virus, the
different shots of the virus and stuff on the camera that they're looking at. I mean, like that was like bloody, but that was like, I was surprised that when he went up and like the elevator like claw thing, whatever it is, I guess it like holds the elevator extra at the top or something. I don't know. Like it, like you see his face like go into it a little bit, and it's like, damn, like he doesn't like start like spewing gratuitous blood or anything, but like it obviously would, you know. Like I was kind of like, damn, I forgot that they like you like see his like get him get stabbed by that, like, which was wild. So
I don't know. This was, I think, and I talked to you about this. I think we like when we do this each movie, like first and second, and third and fourth, and we should see like which one we like more and which one we like better. Because I think, to be honest, we differ on a lot of them, especially the next one. The next one's the biggest one. I think we'll die because I think you said Rogue Nation was your favorite one.
I like Rogue Nation a lot, but 3 is also very good.
3 is my favorite. I can say 3 is my favorite just far as like plot and action. Like, cause you meet Ethan's wife and you see all his like, what he cares about. And then Luther's in it. And then I think we finally get Simon Pegg. Okay, sorry. We're skipping forward to it. But anyway,
we'll get there.
I think this one's like, it's pretty clear coat to me. I mean, the second one's just so basic and just doesn't have any substance to it.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't even see this main character ever again. The girl,
she's gone, dude. I don't remember how she disappears, if they just break up or if she just dies somehow, like, and she's just gone. But
when did Ethan get married, dude?
No fucking clue.
Exactly.
I don't remember any of the like background mythology of like why it's there now. I have no fucking clue.
Like the only characters I think like we actually stick with, I think Luther stays in the next like the rest of the
movies.
movies.
He's throughout all.
Yes.
Yeah. And thank God for him.
They just don't hold that much substance. Even the first one. The first one's a great building block because they just fudged it up, and I think they slightly get to like where an actual Mission Impossible movie should be.
Yeah,
and at least in my book, from what they've given me, it's like, hey, this is their overarching scale.
Oh yeah,
the first one is like a true classic to me. I think I just think it's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch.
It's
to
top
be honest.
3 for me out of Mission. For me, it's Fallout, probably Rogue Nation, and then number 1 and then like number 3 probably would be the 4th one, and then they vary from there because like Ghost Protocol's fine. Like Ghost Protocol's good. I don't remember that one as much. Like Rogue Nation, I love Rogue Nation.
Rogue Nation. When's the one they climb up the Dubai Tower? Is that Rogue Nation or is that Ghost Protocol? Because I'm pretty sure
I think that might be Ghost Protocol. See, yeah, that sounds right. Because Rogue Nation is when these guys get a hold of a fucking nuke.
Yeah,
and like that's crazy. Like,
and he has to like touch it and hit on the staircase. Okay, yeah. That's actually okay. So
Awesome. We will have a definitive answer of which is our favorite. Like by the end of this,
I think it's still be 3. Dude. 3 just holds some deep type of emotion. Every time I think of Mission Impossible, that's the one I think of.
Yeah, I think of Fallout, which is why that's my favorite one. I think. Another pro, like we were talking about for number 1. Really cool that Luther is just like a fucking badass hacker and not just some like big thug.
Yeah, or the bad guy or the henchman.
Or a bad guy or
the muscle. Because Luther can be Luther. I mean, at least on screen, I think they portray him pretty big. Like I mean,
it's impossible to not portray him as big because he's just a big man. Yeah. Like Vig Rhames, like he's just a big dude. Like, but like they don't. Yeah, like he's the hacker. Yeah, like he's like the guy in the van. Yeah, like that's awesome. Like that's awesome. Like 96. Like that's kind of like we were talking. We're like that's kind of okay. Like that's kind of wild. Like that he's not just like a thug or like a bad guy or just like some like just kind of like big muscle dude. Guy. Like even though he can't the smartest guy.
Can't he get out of a fucking van, dude? When that one scene when they had bombed his van, he got caught. You that big? You get stuck by that.
Okay, so when we cut back to him after it explodes and we're like, oh my god, did he die?
He didn't die.
I know.
I mean, it doesn't even.
No.
I guess we'll get to the second one.
His coat, the arm of his coat is completely off. And it's like a leather jacket, so he ripped the entire thing off using like he's a big dude. He like rips his the fucking arm of his coat just like so he has like a one-armed coat now. Like you see him and he's like, oh, she's in the building. And he's like, yeah, I fucking know. Like I'm getting shot at and stuff. But like yeah, so I mean he uses his muscles in that, but like that's an important scene, dude. Do you think we're gonna lose the fucking smartest guy on the team?
It would be classic for a black actor to die.
This isn't a horror. This isn't a horror. This isn't a horror movie.
It's still the 90s though.
It's still no. Well, it was 2000. Close enough. It was shot in the 90s and written in the 90s. By that bastard.
I wonder what takes him so long to shoot these fucking movies. Because I was looking at the time gaps also between like all the movies. Most of them are like between 3 and 4 years, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I mean,
a
lot of it's on location
stuff,
true. Which I appreciate and is good.
And
so you have to work around that.
And the practical effects.
And the practical effects, which they do a lot of, which is awesome. And then honestly, a good portion of it is probably figuring out how Tom Cruise can like ride a motorcycle off of a cliff safely before they practice it and then they shoot it, like
I wonder who has to be the smuck or stunt double, who has to like do that before Tom Cruise gets on there.
Well, that's the thing. It's
like, all these stunts for that matter.
Yeah, you always hear like he's like he does all of his own stunts and it's like great. But who's the guy who has to test drive the stunt before they start rolling, and then Tom Cruise does it for the actual movie? Because they're not going to be like, yeah, this should work, and then just throw him in there. Like you're fucked. Like at that point, because I can't remember. There's one where he jumps from one building to another, which does not narrow it down, obviously. But like he like the way he lands, he like breaks his foot or something, and then like runs out of the scene, and they like stop filming for like a month while his foot healed and stuff like that. So you kind of can't, you have to like have somebody else there to like deal with that
and deal with that shit. Yeah. I mean, you can also just film around him. I mean, he's not in every scene. At least in the first one, he wasn't in every scene. In the second one, he wasn't a lot either. There's a lot of things I would say. I mean, he's the main actor.
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy. Yeah, he's also because I noticed on the first I'm assuming it's gonna be for all of them. He's one of the like main producers too.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, you know, his foot was healing, and you know, it was like, okay, well, now we just have to shoot everything else that I'm not in until I can like run again and stuff like that. But
I will say this, to be honest, and there's not many actors out there who I think do this really well and like in a real time, like with like not a lot of practical effects.
Yeah.
No actor I know runs as well. Tom Cruise runs.
Dude, he running, dude.
Like when he runs,
like
you can tell he's I mean, it looks like he's busting ass, but he looks like he's giving it his motherfucking all, dude. And that's the one thing, Tom Cruise, dude, you that guy. No matter what they say about you, your Scientology and yelling that fucking shit, dude, you be running at yourself and yelling at yourself when you're running, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta give him big ups for doing his own stunts
and running. In a suit, too.
It's sometimes in the suit. It's
most
not
of the time
always,
it is in the suit.
Like 50%, like 50-50, he's in the suit or he's not.
Still.
I mean, the first one, in the very beginning, he was running in a suit, full fucking ass, like hauling ass, like for... I mean, the first like 30 minutes of the movie, he's running around. I wonder when
he runs a 40-yard dash. You know, I should ask ChatGPT this.
Yeah, ask ChatGPT how fast his 40 is. I mean, okay.
Also, speaking of, while I'm getting on my phone, I did have some stuff I wanted to look at, and I will go over that right now. How many times do you think? And we kind of talked about this, but I'm pretty sure you already don't remember. How many times do you think mission was said in the first movie?
Oh, right. It was like 27 or something.
Yeah, 27 times.
27 times the word mission is used.
It's only said 14 times in the second movie,
which is insane.
Yes,
but also Anthony Hopkins specifically says Mission Impossible in a sentence, like he says those words back to back. So that's always fun when they do that. And then also I noticed, so remember I was like, Anthony Hopkins is in this second one, right?
Yes.
Like, and you were like, yeah. And I went to IMDb to like go look at whoever else was on it, and I was like, why is he not at the top? Like, why is he not one of the top build? It's Anthony Hopkins. He should be like right next to Tom Cruise in terms of like billing and stuff, and that's usually how it's listed. He is near the bottom because he's uncredited. Like, he is in it, but like if you like during the title sequence, like it doesn't say Anthony Hopkins. But Anthony Hopkins is the guy who calls him in for the mission, gives him the mission at the beginning, and then he talks to him at the end, being like, okay, we're going to wipe all of her debt and stuff, like, go on vacation. But he's not, like, credited. He doesn't have a credit in the movie. And I'm just like, do you think he saw the final cut and was like, yeah, take my name off of this? So he's like, you can use me and, like, I'll take your money, but, like, don't put my name on this fucking trash movie. Because it's like when you go to look at him, like, yeah, what movies is it? And it's like, it won't come up. It won't come up at the top. So, I respect it. Anthony Hopkins, if you did that, you're a genius. And I love you.
So I also looked up how many times he said impossible at both films. And I'm interested because I think I see a trend.
Oh, how many times he said impossible?
Impossible said. How many times do you think it was said to the first one, Jacob?
Impossible, right?
Impossible, the word impossible in the first time.
Okay, the second one I know it said at least once. Okay. With the first one, I'm going to say impossible. I'm going to be conservative and say like 16.
16 on the first one?
Yeah.
It was 7.
Damn.
The second one, how many times?
This one I feel like is more like a 40.
The one time that you remember, Jacob, is the one time it was said.
Really?
Yes. So I think my correlation so far, I haven't looked at.
That's crazy.
I haven't looked at, and I think I'll do a better job tracking it to actually fact check. I just asked ChatGPT, and ChatGPT knows this shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's the world we live in.
I think the correlation is the lower amount of times they say the words mission and impossible in the film, the more trash the movie is.
So they need to say mission and or impossible more, the better it is.
Yes.
So that's your running theory going forward.
I haven't looked at any of them, so I don't want to spoil.
We'll need to see. I
don't want to spoil it. I don't think that trend's going to actually last, just because like the movies get better, exactly, and like they won't just like take their title card.
Also, like that's why I'm shocked that it's only the once is the second one, but it's in when he says Mission Impossible. or he says like this mission is impossible or something like that. Yes. I don't know. Anthony Hopkins
it's called Mission Doable or Mission Impossible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, some shit like that. Oh my god.
But we'll see. Like I said, I don't think the trend's gonna last just because I know they say it in what's it called, the fourth one, because he says mission accomplished. So I know he says mission one time.
Yeah, so there's mission.
But It's gonna be it'd be very cool if like 3 and 4 just pop off and say like 20, 40 times.
Yeah, that'd be fucking awesome. All right, yeah. So I guess we'll see about that. I am curious now that we've looked into that. The box office report will make more sense going forward too.
Just naturally for inflation too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the main thing.
there's that obviously to be accounted for, but
I didn't start going to movies.
There is one
10.
that dips. That dips.
Really?
Yeah, but we'll get to it.
I think it has to be after 5 at least.
We'll get to it.
Oh, there's no way 3 does it.
We'll get to it.
COVID year?
I'm not telling you when.
I don't think one ever come out.
I'm not telling you. No, I'm pretty sure for COVID they like held like if they had one ready they held it.
Yeah.
Like like they were like no, people are gonna see this in theaters.
It better not be 3.
We shall see sometime before we go to the last one, because last one's gonna make like $1 billion fucking dollars probably.
Dude, that's
we're so fucking jazzed for
and
it.
to be honest, we're a little behind, but I think it'd be very interesting to see if like we do like a week and a half afterwards to see like where its already is at.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like because we're gonna go see it. The plan is to go see it like as soon as possible, like when it comes out, and then like do our thoughts on it and stuff. But it'll be easy to do like a let's say we go see it like opening weekend. Then we record again like the following Thursday. There'll be opening weekend box office reports for it by then, so we could do that at the very least.
I'm trying to see when does it actually come out?
It's like May 20 something, like 23rd.
I think it's like 18th or 23rd. I think you're right.
I hope it's the 23rd because May 18th is very soon. We got a lot more movies we gotta watch.
It is the 23rd. So
Nice.
We got time.
Pull that out of my ass.
Well,
I'm thinking there's more good to talk about in the first one.
Yes.
I feel like I had something else specific that I wanted to bring up. We talked about the
I didn't like the
filmmaking.
I didn't like the love interest in the first one. I will say. I just thought.
Well, it was like, was it even there?
I guess it really even wasn't the Kim thing. Yeah, that was probably the weirdest thing about the situation is the Kim and Job thing. Not Job, but what was his name?
Which one? Job was Jim's.
Yes, Jim.
Undercover, like his evil.
Yes, so
name.
Jim.
Yeah.
I didn't like Jim and Kim.
Claire.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Jim and Claire, just because like it just felt weird, and also. Did Jim there were sometimes his hair looked gray to me, and sometimes it looked brown to me. Did you I don't know if you noticed that it was. Like,
I couldn't tell half the time.
Yeah, I was like, it was very weird because like I remember in the first few scenes it looked gray.
Yeah,
and then like in the middle movies it looked brown, but then it would turn back to gray, and I think it turned back to gray.
Yeah, so it was one of those. It's one of those things where it was like that actor is great. Yes. I can't ever remember his name. He's Nick Cage's dad in National Treasure. Great role of his. He does amazing in that. And he's older, because that's like 8 years later the first one of those comes out. But I just don't understand. It's one of those weird things where like it's not that he's a bad actor. He's a great actor. But he's also Ethan's like mentor. So you couldn't make him too young. He couldn't be like the same age. He had to be like his mentor. And then I guess they wanted to play off like a love triangle thing where like, oh, okay, Jim died, Claire survived, they were married, and now there's like a will they won't they. Turns out Claire's in on it with Jim, and they're both trying to fuck over Ethan, but she doesn't want Jim to kill Ethan. Yeah. She just wants to like let him go. Let's just take the money and run and stuff. And so then Jim pops Claire. If you haven't seen these movies, just it's your fault.
It's almost 30 years old.
It's almost 30. We got one more year for it to be 30 years old. It's fine. No spoilers for any of these. So
30 or 20?
Just so you know,
no
30.
30.
Yeah. But so like it's a weird thing because it's like he has to be a little bit older, but he can't be too old because he's married to someone who's ostensibly the same age as like Ethan, and stuff. So like I don't know how it works, but there's got to be like a 10-year age gap, 15-year age gap,
more,
like between them, like if not more. And so like it felt like they could have gone with somebody a little bit young. They probably could have gone a little younger and stuff because again, his hair does look gray. Like half the time.
It does.
Like,
and I was just like, it's weird, and I guess that made me realize, like, look at it more times, and maybe I'm wrong, to be honest. Maybe I was just seeing some shit. Maybe the Stun of Shades took it from him. Jesus.
Maybe he's not as old as he looks, you know, and like I have no idea. But yeah, that was kind of a little weird, kind of a thing in that one. Like I get why they wanted to have like a little bit of a triangle and stuff, but then I'm curious who told. PG-13. I know, but I'm curious who told. Yeah, it's PG-13. Fucking second one. Yeah. Who did they like ask? Like, oh, there wasn't enough like love and like sexuality and sensuality in the first one, so they're like, okay, cool, we'll get Thandie Newton and we'll just crank it up to as far as PG-13 can take it. Like that really threw me off. I forgot how like sexually charged their first meeting is. And then it's like, okay, the next day, they're banging. They're seemingly madly in love.
After like racing to the death, like death race, or car tag.
They played car tag and they almost died. And which you were like, that's not how gravity works. like, when she's like hanging off the edge, and like, that's just not how that would work. Like you're right.
You jump in somebody else's car, all hang off the cliff. Yep. Just stays perfectly still,
just doesn't move.
And then you just pull this girl up into your lap and just still stay still. And y'all stay there.
You're still in the
longing to their eyes. I guess that was the worst part about that fucking movie.
But what's crazy too is about that movie is like part of it, and it's hard to say this, it's not his fault. Hans Zimmer did the job that he was paid to do, and the score is very good.
I disagree. I think the score to me is more like ethnic score, I would say.
I mean, that's in there because they're in Spain for most of the movie,
that's
you know?
True.
So like, but I'm saying the music he did was good and worked for the scenes that he wrote them for. Just why did we go from car tag to really intense love? That's a writing issue. That is a writing and editing issue.
Well, neither one of them should be there.
Not like that back to back. Like, yeah, it's just
the
way
tub scene was enough.
Yeah, we get it.
It's crazy.
Well, because it's tub scene, and then the next morning, or like the next day, or no, it's the car scene. It's tub scene, car scene. Next morning, they're in bed. Yep. Like,
bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, and then he's like, Anthony Hopkins is like, oh, I thought you wanted her as a thief. And they're like, no, we want her to go in there as the, like, damsel in distress ex-girlfriend because he'll fall for it and stuff. And he's just like heartbroken. He's like, I can't do this to her. And like, oh my God. It's just like, dude, you guys have known each other 3 days. like, calm down. I don't know. That just threw me off. I think the love triangle interest, regardless of the age factor, makes more sense in the first one than in this one, because it's just like, it just felt so like heavy-handed. Like it was integral to the plot, okay, but it was just so heavy-handed up top. It's like, these guys really love each other, and you need to know that now, because now here comes Anthony Hopkins saying what the real plan is, and we got to get this 2-hour movie going. Yeah, kind of a thing. So we can get to these car explosions and the motorcycle fight.
Oh, we ain't talked about the motorcycle fight yet, dude. Okay, yeah, we do need to wrap it up. I do think we probably have clipped 45 minutes.
Probably. The goal is for these to be a little shorter.
Yeah, so that way we don't need 4 hours. Just us talking about movies. I think 2.5 hours would be perfect.
Perfect.
And I think these probably should be the short ones. But what was I fucking looking up? I forgot
what you looking up.
What were we talking about?
Motorcycle.
Oh, the motorcycle scene. Apparently, this is the only one that is shot, I think, in Spain.
Yeah.
2, it was the only one that I think there's 2 people in a motorcycle, like, in the motorcycle crashes. I think, like, they actually, like, crash into each other. Yeah. Like 2 running motorcycles, at least.
Interesting.
Which ChatGPT, man, clutch out there. It's actually, I really want to use ChatGPT because it scares the fuck out of me. So, I really don't use it that much besides.
And yet you're filling it with Mission Impossible information.
the shit that don't matter. That's all it needs to know.
I guess that's fair. So this is the only one where there's 2 motorcycles that battle.
I think so. At least that's what I asked ChatGPT.
That's probably for the best. Yeah, it's the worst fucking scene.
I can't believe
it's so fucking stupid.
I understand why this one did better than the second one. I mean, the second one did better than the first one, but like, It really shouldn't have.
In terms of like,
I guess media wasn't that much of a thing like it is right now because like it would get torched and like no one would see it. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, obviously there wasn't like TikTok where people could just roast it and like make roast memes and videos about it.
Did the director ever direct? The first director he ever directed another Mission Impossible?
I don't know.
Okay.
He did not direct this one.
Yeah,
it's a different screenwriter too.
Okay.
I don't know if they go back to if they like keep bringing behind the scenes people more because the only behind the scenes people that I can like off the top of my head recognize is Tom Cruise. It's Cruise because it says a Cruise/Wagner production, so it's like Tom Cruise and then whoever Wagner is, like they're like executive producers on it, so they're executive producers probably on all of them, so they get to have some final say in like how things go and everything. But the director, the writer, and the director were different for these two. I think part of the reason the first one didn't do so well is
it did well. $400,000 in 1996. Probably lesser than all the rest.
Less than the fucking worst one.
Is it like the worst one got less than 400,000?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But this one, I think it's like, so you're telling me Tom Cruise, who wasn't like a huge, like, I mean, he'd been in some stuff, he'd been in like a good bit of stuff, but like wasn't like the big ass name he is now. It's like this guy, and it's a reboot modernization of this 60s spy show that was like kind of goofy, like and stuff, at least based on like what I was looking at, like while we were watching, I was looking at some stuff and I was like, the show seems like it was kind of goofy, And it's like, so you're gonna remake that into like a feature movie and stuff, like, okay. And then like a few people went and were like, okay, yeah, it's actually not that bad and stuff. And so then a lot more people were like, oh, there's another one coming out. So I feel like more people went.
Yes.
And then we're like, oh no, they fucked it up,
I think
so. I think that's part of it.
It has to be the third. It has to be the third one has the lowest one, or lower than this one.
It's the third one.
Yeah, I was like, it has to be the third one. I was just thinking about just a trend.
It's the third one. So shit. The second one's so shit. Everyone was like, I'm not going. Yeah. And then they're like, oh shit, no, this one's actually amazing.
And then they figured it out. And then it skyrockets.
Yeah, and then everything. I think everything from there goes up.
Still think it's the best one. Is it the lowest rated one?
No, it's definitely not the lowest rated one.
Second one.
Yeah, let's look at that real quick for these two, what the ratings are. And then we'll wrap it up. So we're not, again, trying to be shorter.
Because, to be honest, I think me and you, the third or fourth one, I think is going to be our longest one. So next one, I think will be our longest one.
Let's see.
Because unless I'm missing something that I'm like my childhood, because I haven't seen it in a while. I haven't seen a lot of these movies in a while. Besides, like,
I haven't seen any of them since we did our build up to Fallout. Like a lot of these older ones I haven't seen since then. Let's see. Mission Impossible. No, not the Final Reckoning, bro.
Yeah, we've been on for at least 30 minutes.
Advertising to me. That one. That one's got a 66 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, on the first one?
The first one.
Okay.
Okay, now let's look at 2. Please be lower. It's got to be lower.
It's got to be lower. It has to be lower. It's like 24. 24 is my guess.
It's 56.
Really?
So 10% lower.
That's crazy.
But not a lot lower.
But action films generically don't do that well.
Yeah. That one did get a 42% from the audience, the second one. Let's see what the first one did for audience. 66 critic and load. There it goes. 71.
Okay.
So positive reviews on both sides for the first one. The second one, critics were like, it's whatever, but the audience hated it, as they should have. Yeah, because, the first director is Brian De Palma, who is like, he's done so many. He directed Scarface, The Untouchables, the original Carrie movie, Dressed to Kill, Carlito's Way. He did a bunch of crazy shit in the 80s, so that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Snake Eyes with fucking Nick Cage. Come on. Come on. This great horror movie, thriller movie called Sisters. Yeah, Brian De Palma has a super impressive resume, and the other guy just did not do it. Was not the guy. But yeah, so good job, Brian De Palma. You knocked it out of the park. That also explains why there was a lot of like homage and like old style filmmaking techniques, like in a modernized way. Because he's kind of a goat.
Did he do on his list? You see any sequels on there?
No, like Mission Impossible wasn't even like when I went to like his movies. Like that wasn't even one of the first ones. Yes. Like he's known for so many other things.
Man, I guess he just makes.
It's one of those ones where it's like he's like like I could use a paycheck, and then was like, oh, this is kind of cool, and then he like put like
his twist
100% on it, and made it awesome. It also makes sense why some of the like stabbing scenes and like the bloody scenes are like a little more, and like this with Jack getting stabbed and stuff makes sense because he did like horror thriller kind of a thing, mostly thriller, but gory, more gory than you would think. All right, so first one's great, second one sucks.
Yeah, second one's probably going right.
That's the worst one we're gonna watch.
Yeah, second one's. I think it's the worst one. I think the hard one after this one. To me, I think the hardest one's like, which one do you rate 7th and which one do you rate 6?
Yeah. Which one's the second?
Because I know pretty much what's in my top 3 or 4.
Yeah.
5, 6, and 7. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know because like Fallout, I think is number 1 for me still, but and then Ghost or
I think it's Day of Reckoning. Day of Reckoning might be 7 for me.
Day of Reckoning, yeah.
It was just.
Oh wait, that's the newest one. I haven't seen that one yet.
Okay, you haven't seen the new one?
No, I didn't see it in theaters, and I wanted to wait because I was like, well, I'm just gonna wait. So
he's waiting for the podcast.
No, well, sure, but it was more so I was waiting. I was like, well, I don't want to have to be like everybody else and have to wait like 2 years for.
I think it's been longer than that. I'm pretty sure it was like a 2021.
Well,
maybe
I feel like it's a pretty quick. It's definitely a decently quick turnaround because they were like, I think they like just filmed. They filmed all of the first one and then almost immediately got into filming the second one. I could be wrong about that, but I don't know. I would think they would have gone straight into filming.
Let's see. Last one came out in 2023.
So 2023. Okay, so just 2 years. Yeah. Yeah.
I guarantee you though they had the movie ready in like 2021. They just couldn't do because COVID and the numbers were fucking shit, and they just kept pushing back.
Oh yeah. See, well that's another thing. They were probably already like deep into filming. The second Final Reckoning was probably like 65% done.
Yeah, July 12th.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a summer box. Big what's it called?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they were probably I would say like 65 to 70% of the way done with Final Reckoning when Day of Reckoning came out. So, but yeah, I missed it in theaters and I was like, fuck it, I'll just wait. I was like, I'll just wait, and it's been fine.
It's just 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, I've been hearing and hearing from people and seeing a lot of stuff that was like, yeah, it's good, but like it felt. You can tell that there's like a pause, and then we'll get the rest of the story later, kind of a thing.
To be honest, that's the one thing I hate about sequels. And it's a sequel. It's just like like the one part I loved about my favorite second film I think of all time, which is Amazing Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse.
Yes, Across the Spider-Verse. Is because it kept feeling like that movie was going to like keep going. Like I didn't think the story was over. That film felt so easy, and like I could have watched 2 more hours of that movie, and like this like kind of where I'm pissed about that film, dude, because it said it would be out next March.
At the end of it, in theaters is literally like it'll be out next.
So it's only been 2 years, and they're saying it's gonna be 2026, maybe
if we're lucky.
Exactly.
Well, we all know that dude needs to just get in that booth and record and get over it.
Oh yeah. Josh Allen needs to go ahead and marry her, and then it won't matter.
Well, now he's got Michael B. Jordan to deal with, dude.
Oh yeah.
You've been seeing all that shit?
Yeah, exactly. Especially because there're going to be sequels of this shit too.
Allegedly. Hopefully. I hope so. Yeah, Sinners is great. But yeah, I've been you've seen some of those like those memes and stuff, like videos people are making about like Josh Allen. It's crazy. It's crazy, dude. It's like, spoilers for Sinners. She full blown spits in Michael B. Jordan's mouth.
I still haven't seen it yet.
No CGI. Spits in his mouth. Wasn't in the script. But they went for it, and they were like, yeah, that works. And Josh Allen had to sit there opening night and just, oh wow, that's great. But you do need to see that movie as soon as possible. It's fucking amazing. And it's not. Austin wasn't scared. You won't be scared. I know you're not a big horror movie guy, but like, you'll like it.
It's not my favorite genre, especially in theaters.
I would say this is
is always scary movies are always like terrifying in theaters. Like, I can watch them when I'm at home, but like when they're at theaters,
this one you need to give everybody involved with this movie some of your money by going and see, and more importantly, you got to see it in theaters. It's such a beautiful experience with all the music and everything. It's fantastic. But anyway, so that's Sinners. Go see Sinners.
We are short on that one.
Yeah. Anyway, Mission Impossible.
Go check out my last video. Check his last video.
Yeah, there you go. Hear more about Sinners. It's the best movie that's ever been made this year, at least.
It's early.
It's early, but I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Mission Impossible 1, great. 2, absolutely sucks, but it only goes up from here. So stay tuned for that. We will end with seeing the last one, and hopefully it's hopefully it's good.
Hopefully it's the best movie of the year.
Hopefully it's the best movie of the year. Probably won't be though. Can't be. Well, thanks, Justin. We'll do this again in a week.
See you guys soon. Bye.